Jodi, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. Originally when this palette was debuted, Anastasia posted this photo on Instagram, and the caption says, "It all started here. ABH branched out into makeup for the second time in our company history on Instagram. What social media did for our brand and others alike is connect us with our makeup family. In August 2012, when this page started, this page was the home base for our subculture, where makeup lovers united and still do. Subculture is the second palette in the ABH collection created with our Insta family in mind. Norvina and I hope you love it just as much as you love Modern Renaissance. Thank you for your continued support. Launching July 25th. Stay tuned for the reveal." The statement that they released, it resonated with me because being a makeup lover, over the years you start to feel very connected with the brand. In fact, it made me think about like, wow, how much social media really does change these brands. I remember my very first Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. It was this one, the Maya Mia palette. And it was roughly about $28, I want to say. This was really the palette that made me fall in love with the texture of the Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows. So fast forward some years later, the Modern Renaissance palette became another huge craze all over social media and the internet. And I was extremely late to this bandwagon, but I got it in the winter of 2016. I saved it for a special event, and that was my first time using this baby, and oh, nothing can compare. This palette changed the world. Last year, and I believe the spring, Mario, he did a palette in collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I loved this palette too. The colors aren't as bright or as vibrant as the colors in Modern Renaissance. The quality is still there. So being that I've had such positive experiences with these three palettes, I am so excited to try out the Subculture palette. Because this is a first impressions video, I kind of sped through a lot of the complexion stuff. But of course, all the products will be listed in the description box down below. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. To set our eyeshadow base, we're going to take this color Dawn right here and just pack that all over the eyelid. Oh, this was really pigmented. Okay. Same thing to the other eyelid. This time I did not dip into the shadow as harshly as I did the first time because as you saw there was a lot of powder kick up, but so far I'm not very alarmed by it. Is it very powdery? Yes, but I do have other palettes such as the Lorac Unzipped palette that does the same thing, and I also find that even some of my ColourPop singles are quite powdery as well, so I'm not alarmed yet. So now using a blending brush, we're gonna go into New Wave right here, which is like this light orange color. This is gonna be our first crease color. So I'm gonna tap off the excess and just slowly blend that in. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit more because I love it as a highlight, but I don't want the eye look to be too bright at the top. This really is gonna help everything blend. At least if this works out the way I envision. So far I just feel like this palette is definitely not for the heavy-handed. I'm gonna also go into this color right here, Roxy. It's a very peachy pink. So we're gonna use that same blending brush. And as you can see, I just patted lightly and I got a lot of product here. And we're gonna do that a little bit lower. I'm pretty impressed by the pigmentation of these shadows. There are parts of this that do need to be blended better, but we'll get back to that at the end. So now I'm going to go into the color Fudge right here and put that in the outer V. Tap off the excess again. Really just swirl that around there to really deepen it. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. That, you definitely need to be super careful when digging into this shadow, because this just got very crazy. They are all starting to become one color, and this is getting way smokier than I originally planned on this being. So to try to blend that out a little bit more so it's not so harsh, I'm gonna go back into New Wave and kind of just put that on the edges of this brown. The scariest thing I find with eyeshadows is that you never really know if the look is turning out bad or good until you have the entire face on. So using a shader brush, where I'm gonna go into this color Adorn. Oh, okay, I like that. The metallic shadow does feel a little drier than what I'm used to, but I don't mind it because I feel like it's allowing me to put it precisely where I want it. I'm not like getting glitter or fallout just everywhere. I'm going to go back into Fudge. I'm going to try to go really light and just deepen the outer V to get some more dimension, because I feel like the eyes look very flat right now. I feel like I just have gold on my eyes and some brown. So now I'm going to go back in with New Wave and kind of blend out that harsh edge. I kind of feel like we lost the brow highlight a little bit, so I'm going to go back in to Dawn lightly. And I'm going to go back again with the brush that had New Wave, kind of blend that out. But I'm going to do my face makeup. I'm gonna just go through that really fast because this is once again all about the eye makeup today. And then so now that I'm done with most of the face, I zoomed you guys back in. I have on my foundation, bronzer, a little bit of blush. I'm gonna go back in with the Subculture palette, and I'm gonna go in the color Destiny, and I'm gonna use the brush that came with the palette. I actually really like these brushes. Not particularly the blending side, but the little shader side or smudging side because I just really like the way they apply colors on the lower lash lines. I hope that there isn't a lot of fallout, but because I already did everything else. I like that. I think it definitely balances out the top because although this is a look that I would wear on a daily basis, I do feel like it ended up being a little bit heavier than I originally intended to. Some days life just tells you, no, just do the most. But anyway, with a small shader brush, I'm going to go back into the palette. This time I'm going to use the color Electric on the inner corner. So I'm just going to lightly go in there. But that is definitely a bam in your face inner corner highlight. There's no doubt about that. Nope. Not. Okay, so this is the final makeup look. Overall, I feel okay about it. I don't think it's the best eye look I've ever done. It ended up being a little bit much, I guess, for your average person for daytime, which was really what I was going for. It's really the green inner corner highlight that takes it over the edge, but I feel like I did a pretty decent job in trying to tone that down with just lightly bronzing my face, doing a very neutral lip color. So I was definitely able to make it work. I used 7 shadows to create this look. I would say I was the most disappointed in Fudge. As you saw when I was creating this makeup look, it was very stiff. It was hard to blend it out at times. Once again, maybe it might be better to just for a color to pack on your lids, but I just know moving forward that it might be a color I might stray away from. Even if I am trying to darken an eye look, I might just go into one of my palettes with eyeshadow singles and use one of those instead. I love the color Dawn in the Modern Renaissance palette. The color Golden Ochre. I'm like so in love with. I love that to set an eyeshadow base. I was impressed by Roxy as well because I do have a similar color in the Kylie Cosmetics Royal Peach palette that is a lot stiffer and chalkier, but this one, although powdery, it blended and was pretty pigmented. And Electric, definitely a pop-in inner corner highlight. For me, I don't really see myself using it as a lid color, but I'm sure it would make a beautiful one. New Wave is a nice yellow orange. I really like that to help blend out other colors because it's a nice in-between. It's a crease color, but not really. You definitely need that in your life, so I'm pretty impressed with that. As far as Destiny, although I only used it on my lower lash line, it was not powdery. It did not. I was so worried about that. I just can't do my eye makeup before doing my face makeup. But I was very happy that Destiny there was no fallout with it. It was just easy to pack it on using the brush that came with the palette. As far as the color Adorn, it's a nice rich coppery color. I just really think that you should pat into it. Don't try to like dig into it. Pat into it, then pat it on your eyelids. I don't think a windshield wiper motion is going to work with these. I would say I'm having a pretty pleasurable experience. I do think that the shadows are rather powdery. For me, it's not really a deal breaker.